my second septoplasty. Hey guys, it's Seth. A funny thing happened to me Saturday morning. As I was scrolling through Facebook, I realized that this is my 10-year anniversary of my last operation. And I was shocked that 10 years ago, I posted this picture. I didn't mean to shock people. I just wanted to show everyone what I was doing and that I was okay. I wanted to do what I'm doing on Facebook to talk about my life. This was before I started YouTubing, but I didn't have the courage of starting a vlog channel and vlogging, and I was, a little bit hesitant about the whole editing process because I had an older version of Final Cut Pro and I didn't know really how to use it. My second septoplasty is different than my 3 other operations. So I have 4 operations so far. It's my only do-over. It was the quickest operation for me to get over. And it was the only one I posted updates on social media because back in 1994, they didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Google. It was pre-Google. I was probably using Pine to email people. Pine is way long ago. I'll do a rundown of all my operations and why I needed them. My first operation was on my right eye when I was 11 months old, and there's no footage of that because it was 1974 and you didn't take a lot of pictures back then. That operation didn't work either because while my left eye was straight, my right eye was a drifter. And after that operation, they switched. And the left eye still drifts. You know this. I have drifty eye. And people have a hard time knowing which eye to look into. I can see out of this one better. When I wear my glasses, the left eye comes in the line, and just steadies itself. But I don't really like wearing my glasses on camera because of the glare. My second operation was the one I've discussed in another vlog. I needed that operation so I could walk unassisted. I first walked when I was 3.5, and that's late. But I was very tippy, and if you brushed up against me like that much, I would fall down. So I had that operation. After the operation, I use a wheelchair only in the airport, and it's for efficiency and for my lungs. My asthma, it dictates how far I can run. It's for my lungs, not my legs. I don't have any braces. I don't have a wheelchair. I don't have a cane. Sometimes I walk with a cane when the ground is uneven. But overall, I am without anything. I just walk around like other people walk around. So I was in a body cast from here down to the floor. My legs were spread 30 inches, and it was very painful because I was very short. They cut my adductors, which are the tendons in between my legs. The operation was in May. I spent the whole summer until August in a body cast where I would have to flip over and over and over and over, and I probably talked about it before. August, we went to Hawaii, and I learned to walk in Hawaii. The thing I say is I went on the plane in a wheelchair and I walked off the plane at the end of the Hawaii trip. This is my most successful operation to date, and the one that has had the biggest impact on my life. If I didn't have that operation, I wouldn't be driving probably. I've been driving for 31 years now. Got my license in 90. The first car I drove with my license was a Corvette. It was an 89 Corvette, and I drove it down a volcano, Haleakala on Maui, with the owner of the Corvette in the passenger seat, helping me steer because I didn't really know how to drive. When you're 16, you really don't know how to drive. It takes practice, like years of practice to become better. But I did that, and I drove a Corvette on Maui. What else do you want? When I was 21, I had a septoplasty, just to open up because I fell a lot. I fell a lot. I just fell like last week while doing the lawn. And, it might have been from that, but, this nostril that's smaller than this nostril, you can see, and that's because my nose got pushed over, and so I needed a septoplasty so I can breathe. And after that operation, I'm louder. It doesn't do anything to my voice because I have dysarthria, and I didn't know I had dysarthria because no one told me I have dysarthria. So it was 1994. I was sent home too early, and the anesthesia wore off when I got home. I had a splint that was keeping up the work that the doctor did, having my nose straight, and I vomited so hard and so fast that the splint, which had a stitch right here up in the top of my nose, the stitch broke and it slid out like a log flume. And I was trying to because I just had an operation and it failed, and I didn't want it to fail. The next day or two, went to the hospital to see what damage had been done, and they were like monkeying around with my nose, and I passed out in the chair. I never passed out in the doctor's office, but my face was so tender that's what happened. And it was the scariest of my operations because, for me, for my parents, it was the last operation of my legs, but for me, it was my scariest operation because it failed. Well, I didn't want to do it again. So, fast forward to May 25th, 2011, I went in, and right there, that's my picture, I guess, if I have one. And the operation went flawlessly. When I woke up, I thought everything was fine. But my parents told me that the hospital was going to send me home again before I had come out of anesthesia. And this was like the night before. When I woke up, it was morning. But the night before, they wanted to show me the door, and it would have resulted in a failed operation. And the reason probably why they do this is money. That bed is really super expensive, like $1,200 or something. And they were going to send me home, but I came out of anesthesia right at that time, and they had to keep me, and that's what made the operation a success. And like I said, I thought this operation would fix my speech, but it didn't because I didn't know that I had dysarthria. What this operation did was I can breathe more easily, and I have all kinds of things like allergies, and like I mouth breathe because that's how I grew up, and I probably will never grow out of this mouth breathing. I breathe really heavily, like all the time, and I really can't control that. I would like to control it, but every time I try to breathe like you breathe, I feel like I'm starving myself from air, and I still choke on food, and saliva, and drink occasionally. But saliva is the worst because it's thicker than, water. Here are some things I learned from an operation. I learned that I can't take Vicodin. Vicodin is codeine and Tylenol, and I can take codeine separately from Tylenol and Tylenol separately from codeine. But if you combine the two, I get super angry, and it's hard for you to imagine me getting angry, probably. I just was clenching my face. I wanted to beat the hell out of everyone, and I never wanted to feel that way. I never feel that way. But I just wanted to beat on someone. I knew that was the wrong feeling for me to feel. So I called my PCP and got the Oxy, which is the only thing I can take. And I know Oxy is highly addictive, and I didn't want to take it, but I never finished the bottle of Oxy because Oxy is some bad stuff. And I'm used to being in pain. I'm in pain every day. Every time I walk, my left hip hurts because it's tighter than my right hip. And I'm used to having a certain amount of pain so I can go up in pain and still be fine. It's something I do. It's something I always have. I was trying to show my friends that this is a part of my life. Operations, and I have blood all over my face. I look like a zombie, but this is a part of my life. I'm glad I did it because I can share it with you, and you can gain some perspective, I guess, that some people have multiple operations and some people don't. So thank you for listening to this long, rambling vlog. Like, share, comment. If you had an operation, I don't know how many people have operations. I just know that I've had more than average. So have a great day.